my God, who delivered me from the depths of the grave.
I'm sure the Lord loves us to give him thanks every day of the week, but there's something good about coming together on Sundays and remembering all the things that he's done and giving thanks to him. So let's stand and start off by singing the first song, This Is the Day the Lord Has Made.
In Psalm 18 we read, I love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge. He is my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. I will
conclusion to the ministry in this church. But this morning I wanted it to be a bit like normal, that we're continuing on. It's not, we're not ending anything as far as our church is concerned. Our building is closing, a great building which has served the Lord wonderfully over the years, but we continue on, and next week we'll be worshipping with some other people at White Place. And so we wanted to do a continuation. First thing to notice though is that something radical will happen, is that worship will start half an hour earlier. Now this is going to be a major change for a lot of people. Maureen's crying. 9:30, that's half an hour later at White Place. I think you'll find that the service is almost exactly the same as we have here. It was very pleasing when we sat down with the people at White Place and said, what do you do in your worship service? The list they produced was almost exactly what we do here. So if it's a big company, we go up there, will be people you know, and you'll be worshipping God in the style that we've been used to in Sunday mornings. And so don't worry about that part.
To Nundah Baptist, one of the reasons why why we're attracted to Nundah Baptist. About 2 years ago, is because we came to the morning service and we listened to Ian's preaching and decided he was a very good preacher and well worth listening to. And those of you who've been here for a while have over time learned to appreciate Ian's preaching. Not only is he a very good preacher, but he also preaches good message, accurate biblical messages that are worthwhile and encouraging to listen to. Something else people often don't realise in Nundah Baptist is the complexity of running a church of this nature. It's an old church, an established church, with an awful lot of ministries and an awful lot of people to coordinate. In particular, I think of the Loose Ends program, which has a lot of formal obligations with respect to government obligations and so on that Ian stays on top of. A lot of employees that Ian looks after and watches over, and many people aren't even aware that program carries on. So I want to offer Ian special thanks. And Ian and Nundah and their 2 children, they've contributed an awful lot to this church, and they're a great deal. I just think we'd like to open the floor to any people who'd like to, who have perhaps any fond memories of either Ian's ministry or of the Nundah Baptist Church in particular. I had a quick look up this morning and discovered that this building has been here. It was opened on 1923 on August the 4th. So it's just over 75 years the church has been in operation. This particular building has been in use. Many, especially the older members, may have special memories that they might like to share with us of events that have happened over the years, or some of the young ones too may have any special memories of Ian's ministry to us.
Thank you, Ian, for your service. They are biblical, they are relevant, they are all today. Thank you.
Since 95 your uncle lived there, so to say.
What's all this got to do with
Right. Sorry about this. Microphone cord's a bit short.
Before I thank you particularly, how many newcomers here? I came in 1942, I think it was, 41 or 42. I mean, that's only a few years back. But my wife was carried here as a baby 70 years ago, but that's just some idea of how I got here. But 5 and a bit years ago, we were looking for a minister, and we looked at one or two. The church wasn't very healthy at the time, and I had great doubts about some of the people, the ministers we spoke to. But I had a lovely feeling inside that one day I went to Pastor Ian and that's Hussey's home over at Nundah. And like some of those stories in the Old Testament, the Spirit said to me, this is the person for Nundah. I came back and told the deacons I'd found the right person, with all the confidence in the world that they were going to come. So these last 5.5 years have flown here, and I would like to thank you. You've had your ups and downs and trials and problems, but we always have those. But I'd just like to thank you for being you, being able to present the message in your own way. Sometimes with communication problems that we don't understand where you are. But the work goes on, and that's what it's all about. Preaching the gospel, new people coming into fellowship, and the older we will go, but the fellowship here will continue on. Thank you, Ian.
I'd just like to say
impressed by the friendliness of the people and the messages that have been conveyed. And Ian mentioned before, he made a comment, what's this got to do with the building closing? It hasn't got anything to do with the building closing, but it has got a lot to do with the fellowship in this church. The people in this church, if they're anything like me, they have enjoyed very much the last 5 years. We've got an awful lot out of it. And I know that is going to continue in the divine fellowship with Wayne in the future. But it's important that we acknowledge what Ian has done. I think that's very useful. Thank you.
Or people who come here. I'm an Anglican by tradition. We worship at the Church of Christ in Unity. And when we came to Brisbane, we were looking for a home. We went to 2 or 3 other churches. And when we came to this building, we came to this fellowship, we felt like we were home. And it was very lucky. Thank you.
House movers, and we've had 2 moves in just while we've been here in the last couple of years, and Ian and Lynette have helped us both with those. I think Lynette set up about 1.5 kitchens for me, and the last move was quite recently when Ian was, in the midst of, this has been an extraordinarily busy time for him, and so I want to thank him for that and for helping us practically later.
I'm quite as old a member as that. I only came in 1950, and my wife wasn't carried in as a baby, but I remember one morning about 17, 18 years ago when she was carried out. She died with a heart attack by a member who's no longer with us, but very engaged member. Talking of energy, I remember when painting college a few years ago when Jade, Justin Peter was here. By the time I arrived up, I'm not usually too late up, Ian had half the house sort of paint ripped off, and that's the sort of energy that's characterised Ian's ministry. No sooner is it thought of than it's done the previous day. And the other thing that is so impressive about Ian is his absolute commitment, this is among many other things, absolute commitment to reconciliation. The way in which he works very, very hard to mend relationships. And that's the thing that I think has always characterised this church, and Ian has carried the tradition on. Pretty faithful.
Well, I would have been carried in here as a baby. In fact, my parents were married here, and my maid's name was a bridesmaid. And it was just a coincidence, really, that I happened to be holidaying on the Gold Coast and phoned up my cousin Greg, to visit him today. And his wife Jess, today's the last day this building is going to be have a service in. So he said, we've got to be there. And we came down from the Gold Coast. And we actually did in Gosford. So it was, but it's a privilege to be here. I remember being in Somerset Buildings down here, singing Here the Pennies Dropping, and I guess I learned about Jesus when I was very, very young. But this building, I guess, holds a lot of memories for me. But you as a church go on, and you as a church will be worshipping at Whale Heights. You as a church will again be worshipping in a new building later on. But God bless you in this venture, and I'm sure He will make it a church grow even further.
From Colin Weir, recently new here, and we stumbled on the church. One day we were going for a walk, and walked in the doors on Sunday, knew we were home. And since then we found out that his grandmother was here, his mother was here, and now we're here, and our daughter and our granddaughter are here this morning, so it's been wonderful for us. Thank you.
Do I just thank Ian for his service at this time, and you've all shared some of your memories. It is now time for us to look to the future. At this time of transition in the life of the church, we spiritual leadership and the challenges he will face in the coming months. Spiritual leadership is a serious undertaking and must not be taken lightly by the church or its leaders. The Bible tells us that an ancient Jewish practice that was adopted by the early church when chosen men were set apart for special service was the laying on of hands in prayer. Before Craig prays for Ian, we invite any of you to come forward and join with us in the laying on of hands. We do this as an expression of our commitment to and our support of Ian in the spiritual leadership in the women's ministry.
Father, we want to bring before you a great man in custody. Father, we just want to ask you a blessing to pour down upon him and just take over his life in his ongoing role as pastor of the new church that we've born in the Father and Wales. Father, we want to thank you for the many gifts and blessings that you've given to him, and we just ask that use those gifts, those talents that we so wonderfully has in his new role in your life. Father, we also, as a congregation, ask you to remind us of our commitment to him, to support him, to uphold him, to love him. It's almost like a marriage, isn't it? But that's the commitment we want to give to him in this very moment. Father, be with us all as we are taking this new adventure. And let us do it all for your honour and your glory. Amen.